Hello my little monkeys! This is video number 2 of Ape Analytics SQL series. Today you learn how to perform a basic extraction of data from a table, which is the main analytics use case of SQL. Specifically, I'm going to be telling you about the select, the from, the where and the limit clauses. What's a clause? It's just a fancy way of referring to a piece of SQL. Alright, let's do this. Oh wait, before we start, you've noticed that my screen is split in two. On the right, my PostgreSQL interface, and on the left, a code editor. I went with Visual Studio Code, link in the video description. I recommend that you get a code editor. It makes your life easier when it comes to writing and also saving and sharing your .SQL files, and the black theme makes you look like a hacker. Alright, back to SQL now. The select clause allows you to select, easy to remember, the columns you want to pull. Select star just means you want to pull all the columns. Then comes the from, which points to the table you want to pull data from. Easy to remember as well. Here I am pulling data from the Star Wars characters table that I've introduced in the previous video. And although it's not required here, it's good practice to finish your statement with a semicolon. We can copy our code on the left and paste it in the SQL interface on the right. We then run it with F5. And the output is displayed at the bottom. You can pull specific columns by writing their name in your select. For instance, if we want to list all the first names in the Star Wars characters table, we just write select first name from Star Wars characters. There we go. You can pull multiple columns in your select as well. You just need to separate the names with a comma. For instance, if you want first name and last name. As I explained before, SQL doesn't care too much about indentation and new lines. I personally like to write the comma on the new line, but you do your thing. Anyway, here's the result. Now is the time to take our selects to the next level. Remember our Pokemon table from the previous video? Let's refresh your memory with a little select star. This is what the data looks like. As we saw previously, we can pull specific columns in the select, such as Pokemon name, attack points, or health points. But we can also select operations on columns, for instance the sum of attack points and health points. And we can provide a name to that new column using the as keyword. Actually, you can use that keyword to rename any column. You can also select things that are not in the table, such as the current date, or the number 1, or even 2 times 4, which is equal to 8. You get the idea. Here are the results. We get the Pokemon name, or calculated column here, 45 plus 49 is equal to 94. Today's date is partially hidden here. And there we have our 1s and 8s. Moving on to the where clause. Let's bring back our table of Star Wars ships. This is what it looks like. So, let's add a where clause to our SQL statement. Select was about choosing the columns to pull. Where is about putting restrictions on the rows. Here, we only want to keep the records that have a passenger capacity lower or equal to 10. 3 ships remain. Alright, back to our Star Wars characters table. The usual logical operators, such as AND and OR, are available in SQL, and you can use them to build more elaborate conditions. For instance, if we're interested in the people that are good guys or that are called Anakin. Not what I was expecting. Well, that's because Anakin is a first name, not a last name. So let's fix that. Yep, works better with Skywalker as a last name. And we can change the or to an and the equal to a not equal. That's how it's written, by the way. Exclamation mark equal. We get the list of good guys that are not called Skywalker. As a comment, not equal can also be written with the strictly lower, strictly greater signs side by side. Let's move on to the final clause of the day, limit. It is very simple. Limit 10 simply returns the top 10 rows from your result set. So you can guess what limit 200 or limit 15 does. That's right, we get the top 15 Pokemons. Cool! You now know how to extract data from a basic table. As always, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment to let me know what you think and would like to see next, and remember, practice makes perfect.